Welcome to the Las Vegasville podcast, brought to you by Jump Studios, where we cover topics related to everything happening around Sin City, including the social media scene, food, and a whole lot more, with some of the best, most popular accounts around the city, and talk about their success in Vegas and beyond. I'm your host, Philip Zhang, aka Las Vegas Phil. Check me out on IG or TikTok. On with the show. Welcome to this week's show. We're back with a fun one, talking about one of my favorite cuisines in the world with a great group. Indian food has been around in Las Vegas since 1986, when the first restaurant opened on Charleston called India King. Now there are a ton of delicious spots in the area, but India has one of the oldest and richest histories on earth, along with the largest population of people. And so there's a lot to it. And while I eat Indian food often enough and even manage social for a couple of spots, I still feel like my knowledge of Indian food is super small. So like every guest that's been on this show, I want to talk to people who know more than me. To my right is Social Sammy, who's no stranger to the show, making her third appearance. Along with being the queen of all things rosé and caviar, she pivoted from solely restaurant posts to currently an awesome variety of stuff, from all the great cooking and recipe videos to travel and lifestyle. She's also one of the few people I consider a friend who's a fucking Miami Dolphins fan.
Fuck yeah.
With over 237K on IG, 148K on TikTok, 43K on Facebook, which I need some advice on later, and 34K on YouTube. Welcome back, Sammy, to the podcast.
Oh my God, Phil.
Yeah.
Thank you. I need to hang out with you more. That was so kind.
I should do a compilation of all the introductions, maybe. Maybe the next week where we have nothing going on.
It will be like an hour long.
I know, right?
And then can you just end with Mother of Dragons or something cool like that? Because that just felt like a great intro.
Okay. All right.
Really
on
fun.
my left is Tazeen, better known as Fantastic Food. I've known her since way back in the Yelp days as the one who posted amazing pictures and never reviewed anything.
No words,
No
just
words,
pictures.
yeah. She's actually old school Vegas food social, but somehow not old. And she's also a major Trader Joe's enthusiast, and her stories are gold along with all her food porny posts. She also grew up in Vegas, so she knows the history more than anyone else here with Indian food. So with over 30K on IG, welcome Fantastic Food to the show.
Thank
Yes,
you.
queen.
And then finally, we got JP Dillon, a.k.a. Foodie.Dillon. He's a founding member of the Vegas Brunch Boys.
Yes, sir.
Maybe the tallest foodie on Vegas social.
100%.
I think so.
Maybe.
100%?
Yeah.
Undisputed now? Okay.
Yeah.
A great guy with great taste in food, and it's guaranteed a fun time whenever JP is around. With over 50K on TikTok and 23K on IG, welcome Foodie Dillon to the show.
Hey, shout out to the Brunch Boys. And hey, he's the OG right here, too. He's the OG Brunch Boy right here. So
Taz, we're going to start the Brunch Girls.
Love to be a
We're
part
going
of
to
it.
start the Brunch Girls.
We have to.
Where we just stay at home
They just want to copy us. They just want to copy
and
us.
drink. And we
Hey.
outsource all of our content to you and we just repost yours.
That's actually a really good idea.
Hey, we need Jeremy back.
Yeah.
He came to one event. He never showed up again.
Yeah.
And we need to bring Akash, too.
That event was a shit show. The Pepper
That's
Club.
probably, yeah. He was
Yeah,
like,
that was our first event.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what he said to me at that event? He goes, I went with JC. I sat next to JT. He said, I spoke to JP. And he goes, there was a lot of 2-letter initials starting with J. And he goes, and I didn't know who was who. And that's probably why he has anxiety about
All
it.
right, we got to bring him back. Jeremy, if you're
Sorry,
watching,
JJ.
show up next event.
So let's get into it a little bit. So even when I moved here in 2007, there were a ton of Indian restaurants, but for some reason it's more meat than anything else. So they're serving mostly North Indian
Yeah.
Yeah,
food, right? And that's because of American tastes?
probably.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay. And so how Americanized are the menus in Vegas these days?
Pretty American.
Yeah, I think pretty American.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys would agree, but I would say my microphone's shaking in front of my face and it's just making me
Oh my
laugh.
God, it's me.
Shaking your leg or your
So inappropriate.
It's
It
the
keeps
first
coming
shot that I
back and
took.
forth. Sorry. I don't know if you
I'm gonna
guys
shake
would
it more.
agree. I felt like Talladega Nights, like I didn't know what to do. I think Indian food is so fusion at home that I don't think anybody makes Indian food the way Indian restaurants serve Indian food, like traditional Indian. Well, for the most part, I just think it's like so different, so fusion. At least how I grew up, it just wasn't like, like the menu you would find in a restaurant.
That's true. Yeah. The food that you find at a restaurant's really, really different, I feel like. And then a lot of them are really involved, the recipes. So I think at home, people have just adjusted and made them easier.
for
and
sure.
fusion, like you said.
Yeah.
When you think about Indian food, I think about my mom. Like I want to
Yeah.
go home and
Totally.
eat her cooking.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So like when you go to Indian restaurant, it's a totally different vibe
Yeah.
versus eating your mother's cooking.
For
It's-
sure.
It's amazing. It's next level. Nothing beats it. And I'm sure you can.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I think we all agree.
Yes.
I will literally talk about my mom for 7 hours. Like I could do it easy.
We'll
I
have
could
her here on the next one.
Next one, I'm telling you, she'll make Prantas here just fresh.
Whoa.
Like
Next time.
Yeah. We should all bring our moms. We should bring our moms right now.
So what would you say is the most Americanized Indian dish now?
What do you think?
Well, anybody you talk to about Indian food, first thing that they say is butter chicken.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first thing, right? Like,
yeah.
and it's not the
Tikka.
last thing that I order on the menu, but it's not the first thing that I order when I go to
Yeah.
an Indian restaurant.
But you would never order it.
Yeah, I won't
Right.
order it like the first thing or like that's not my go-to.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Are we talking like a korma, masala? Because
Yeah.
there's like so many different. I feel like, like I grew up, chicken korma was the butter chicken, whereas I feel like people here maybe think that butter chicken is more like a masala, tikka masala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think probably like tandoori chicken or tikka masala
yeah.
is probably like
The most Americanized.
top three,
Okay.
with like garlic naan for
Garlic
sure.
naan. Always garlic naan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing
Garlic
else.
All right. So then when you go to places like Taj or Mint or Clove or whatever, what would you say would be some of the more authentic dishes
Ooh.
on the menu?
Taj does a really good biryani, I think. I think biryani is like a very like home, like it's like your leftovers, your homey dish, like your parents threw that together.
I love Shai Paneer.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I love paneer. So, anything with paneer in there, either paneer pakode or
Yeah.
paneer Shai Paneer, I always order.
Okay. What was the, sorry.
I'm not a paneer fan, so I don't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's just cheese.
it's
yeah,
cheese.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So they there's like little cubes of
Yeah.
it's like
cheese.
tofu-y cheese.
Paneer.
Yeah, it's basically you can get Shai Paneer, you can get like, is it similar? Like vegetarian people mostly
Yes.
order Shai Paneer versus like butter chicken.
Yeah.
It has the same curry type of thing. So
Okay. Yeah, my wife Ayumi only orders sag paneer at every place, so I've had it
Okay.
literally.
Sag
Yeah.
is my favorite thing. I just don't.
You don't like the
I'm
paneer?
just not. Yeah, like I will not take the paneer out of it. I don't know.
I went to Naan and Curry and they served it with fucking shrimp during
Oh,
dinner, which was whack.
I had takeout from Naan and Curry. I haven't been in the inside. I've seen the inside of it. So cute on the inside of that. That place is like ambiance. Like they nailed it. I did not love my takeout. I was
Yeah.
super disappointed. But I mean, they're new. I had it as takeout, so for sure I'll go in and give it another chance because I've heard great things, but just wasn't my jam. I'm a Taj Palace lover, so I'm that's
Jay, are
my.
you running Naan and Curry? No, I asked you this. Okay. Who is just themselves?
I think they are.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
But you guys had
they run it
some
themselves.
partnerships.
They
Do
run
they?
it themselves.
Yeah.
You would know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ate at 6 Indian places in the last week just for research.
Ooh.
And Naan and Curry was definitely 6 out of 10.
Very
the dinner
salty.
buffet. Yeah.
Very
it's kinda
salty.
weird. Yeah. What do you guys think about the lunch buffet and why is it always Indian food as the lunch buffet?
I think that's just the format for like Indian people eat with like 100 people, and I think that's just like the format. I mean,
Maybe because you want variety.
yeah,
I don't know. With me growing up, if my mom had like a dinner party, it wasn't like 3 or 4 dishes.
no,
It was like 10 or 12 dishes. So I
yeah.
think we're just used to eating like that, maybe.
Okay.
we want a
I
little
don't-
bit of everything.
Yeah.
We want you to be in the kitchen for 7 days before we come over for dinner. And if it wasn't 7 days, you didn't care enough.
For real.
Damn.
It's like that everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you go to a wedding reception and they have like you sit down, there's no buffet style dinner. People look at each other like, "Where's the food? Like,
What are we
do we have to
supposed to
sit
do?"
here and wait for the food to come?" Versus like getting up and getting anything you want. Like you have 10 different options for appetizers. You have 10 different options for dinner. So people just love the options.
Yeah.
Having a choice like vegetarian, meat,
Getting
3
it
or
when
4
you want.
getting what you
Yeah.
want versus just like, all right, well, you're gonna get these 4 items. They're not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
They want option like 10 different that they can choose from versus just picking one or two.
For sure.
Interesting. Okay, good to know. But for dinner, it's still a la carte in most places except for naan and curry. Is that just for profit or just, I don't know, like what if they all went to dinner buffet?
I mean, I think I would have to be like a finances as like part of that decision. I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Mint does lunch
Only lunch,
buffet.
yeah.
How much is their lunch buffet?
It's 18.
Yeah, I think Taj is like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that you could like sustain that for dinner too, for
Yeah.
lunch and dinner. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to ask.
I've never asked any of them why.
Yes.
But
That's a
would
good
you go to
question.
dinner
No.
at an Indian restaurant? Because I used to not go because of the lunch buffet. I mean, why go to dinner when you can spend $18 for lunch?
True.
That's a good point,
Right.
True.
actually.
I don't know.
I think that all the non-Indian people probably go to lunch go to dinner. And
All right.
Indian people, like a good deal.
Well, there's a lot of the time I've been to Indian restaurants during lunchtime, and you see
all
a
Indian
lot
people.
of like people that are working on their lunch break.
Yeah.
They want to just go and pay and get what they want in and out versus
Yeah.
just ordering and waiting for food. And these are people that love Indian food. They just want to go in and get something and be on their way out and within 20, 30, 40 minutes versus there's places that you go to lunch and you're waiting there for 30, 45 minutes and you still haven't gotten your food because they have the lunch rush hour.
Yeah.
True.
Versus just going and paying for your food, getting a spa, getting some food and on your way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely say the people who are going to the lunch buffet at an Indian restaurant love Indian food or they are Indian.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that I've
Yeah.
walked in at lunch and been like, oh, I didn't even know this many Indian people like lived here in Henderson.
There's a lot of Indian people that live in Vegas.
There are a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was like, where are all the Indian people when I
I
moved
thought it
here?
was just us three.
Yeah, I literally, when I met them both, I was like, there's another one? I'd never seen. I feel like me and my husband joke around, all like the Jewish people and Indian people live in Summerlin. Like we moved to Henderson and we didn't realize our people were on the other side. But, now we're too far in.
I grew up in Summerlin.
That's
Lots of
where a lot of
Indians.
the population is, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
They even have a temple over there. That's what the temple is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you say there's a percentage of Indian residents that don't go out for Indian food ever?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they think they make it better at home.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Which a lot of things
For sure.
they do.
Okay.
If Indian people go out, they don't go out for Indian food.
True.
Yeah. They want to go try something else because they can make it better at home. Like, for example, if when I go home, I ask my parents, hey, let's go out to eat. Let's go to dinner.
I'm going to take a guess. But
They never say, let's go get Indian food.
what's
Yeah.
their go-to?
Mexican food,
Okay.
Oh.
Italian,
Same, yeah.
and
Thai food, my parents
my
love.
mom doesn't eat meat, so my dad, my sister, and I, we will go get some sushi.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you guys?
I think Thai food was
Thai.
a huge one for my family.
Yeah.
We always went out for Thai food. Very rarely went out for Indian food.
Always
Yeah.
Thai food for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think again, like we got takeout from Naan and Curry, and my mom just like criticized the thing for a full hour, and I was like, "This is why you just make the food then," because
Had a similar experience with the same place with my mom.
yeah,
So-
like all she did was like dissect everything, and I was like, we could have. I said we could have gotten Mexican, like
Someone's going to send the link to them on this and whatever.
Some things were really good. The lamb
adorable
kebab.
ambiance.
The water
the
was
lamb
great.
kebab was really dry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Really dry.
It's always interesting to me when I hear about what you ate at home with immigrant parents and the percentage of non-home country cuisine you had at home. Mine was probably 70% Taiwanese, Chinese, and takeout was maybe like Pizza Hut or KFC.
Yeah, like American takeout,
Yeah.
right?
But Italian and Thai. Thai's interesting.
Yeah.
Thai
Yeah,
was
my
huge in my family.
parents were-
Still is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
it's
it
probably their
'cause the-
number one go-to for takeout.
Is it because of the curries?
I guess.
I think it's because it's spicy
Yeah.
sometimes and like
True.
very flavorful.
Mm-hmm.
My Italian is one my parents do not agree with. My dad does not like Italian food. very
Oh,
much.
okay.
My mom loves it,
Okay.
loves pasta, but my dad does not like it.
Okay.
So we did not eat a lot of Italian food. It was, I think,
I
more
don't think my dad's
spicy,
a huge
flavorful
Italian
stuff.
fan.
Yeah.
My mom likes Italian. My mom doesn't eat red meat, but so
Okay. We have 4 chicken vindaloos from 4 different restaurants here. We're going to do it blind. I do know where they all came from.
Okay.
But throughout the show, we're going to just kind of try one.
Okay.
And then secretly kind of rate it 1 through 4 from top to bottom. So we'll go with number 1 over here.
Okay.
JP's got that. And it's the largest portion and I think the most expensive one out of them.
Better be the best one.
I don't know if it is. So only one restaurant gave us a plate and utensils.
Gotta make sure feed the camera.
I like that they gave one plate, just one.
Yeah.
Did you guys grow up eating Vindaloo a lot? Vindaloo is more going, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I did not.
It
Yeah.
is
So
going.
go in and then a lot of people globally consider it British Indian.
Yeah.
We have a spoon.
Like butter chicken and chicken tikka masala.
Oh, yeah, here.
Is more British Indian. Nice.
Yeah. Tikka masala is definitely more British
hold on.
Indian. Oh.
Let's get some
Sauce. Can you sauce mine?
And so we had talked about different dishes to compare because that's what we've been doing on the roundtables. The consensus became Vindaloo over saag paneer or something
Now I'm
else.
kind of
like
thinking
korma.
you were right. You were like onto something with the saag because I've never had that many sags that tasted different
Get a paper
necessarily just
Oh, can I get
not under like the spice situation. So
Right.
But you said that Ayumi
yeah,
gets it every time.
Every
and
time.
it's different everywhere, right?
Yeah. The way they puree it, sometimes it's a little more choppy versus
okay,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Buttery, sometimes they add, the color is different. There's a little tinge of yellow,
You need
orange.
You got it. I remember the first time I gave it to my kids, I was like, it's cream spinach. Just eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny enough, when we were at Golden Steer, one of the first shoots, Damien's like, yeah, look at this saag here.
I was there. I remember we were all
I love
JP
that.
wasn't there yet, but the rest of us were. I remember that.
Oh, we all
Wait,
were
what-
there.
So he called the cream spinach saag.
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 Nice.
Which is hilarious because you would think it's like
are we
the other
trying
way
this?
around.
Yeah.
We need the rice.
Oh, we need the
We're
rice.
being bad
Really?
Indians. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we need.
Use
Well,
okay, fine.
I know it's kind of weird at 3:27 to be having like full-on meals. 'cause
Let's do it.
Probably have dinner
It's
plans.
never weird.
Don't worry, we got.
It's always time to eat.
We got Jay that will eat the leftovers.
And
yeah.
then, at that time, Damien was running like 3 Indian restaurant socials.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
he
Yeah,
had
'cause
never
I've seen it all the time. Yeah,
done like a steakhouse.
Oh,
rice
prior to
looks
that.
nice and buttery.
It was pretty funny. So every time I go there, any steakhouse, I think of Damien saying it's saag.
sog.
Yeah, I wonder how different the rice is going to be for every one of these.
Did you eat it yet?
No, not yet.
Okay,
Rice
I'll
is
wait.
really
Wait till
important.
everybody.
Yes.
Wait till everybody gets their food.
Look who you're talking to.
That's true.
Okay.
Thank you.
So while we're trying this, we're going to kind of go through your personal top 3 Indian restaurants, starting with 3 to 1.
Okay.
Your husband mentioned that you were terrible at lists.
I'm really bad at
What's up,
lists, and
So why don't you go first?
I'm
'Cause
really
maybe
bad
we've
at
done it
lists.
Yeah.
before.
Really bad at ranking stuff.
Okay.
Okay. I might break the rules a little bit, unfortunately.
Fine.
Okay. I didn't know I had to rank them.
Didn't I say that on the
immediately ranked
chat?
them in my head.
No, you just said a list, right? Or like list your top 3. I should have assumed that meant in order. Well,
Okay.
oops. So we'll be here forever if I try to rank them. So I'm just going to throw some out there.
Okay.
I really like Mint. I think their variety is really good. Mint does dosas at their regular location, right? It's like Mint and Divine Dosa are the only places you can get a dosa here
Yeah.
now, basically. There used to be a place a long time ago, a very long time ago, early 90s, called Dosa Den. And all they
Yeah.
did was dosas. And my family and I would go there a lot because that's not something that we would eat at home. So anyway, Mint, because they have a good variety and I feel like they do a good job. Curry leaf is really good.
Curry
I feel
leaf is
like
great.
they have a couple of different things also that you don't see on other menus. And then the rule breaker, it's not a restaurant, but I feel like I have to mention it. Chef Hemant Toddy Shop, his pop-ups, I feel like he just does such a good job. I wish he had a place that we could go to more often, but his food is just amazing. I've never had
100% agree.
I've never had anything from him that hasn't been good. Before our wedding, the night before, we did like a big welcome dinner and he catered it and it was amazing.
Oh, that's
cool that
awesome.
you
Yeah,
did that.
it was great. And I feel like he has to be on the list
He needs
for
his
me.
own spot.
He does.
Yeah.
It's great.
Shout out to Chef Heeman for sure.
Next year.
You broke the rules.
He's looking.
Yeah, I'm
But
sorry. I had
it
to
was
break the
worthy. It was
rules for
worthy.
him.
A worthy mention.
And then I do have to give one honorable mention to Laziz. I don't know if anyone's been there. I haven't really eaten a lot off their menu, but they make something called a Bihari kebab. My dad is from Bihar in India, so it's a special kind of kebab that I haven't seen on literally any other Indian menu in the entire city. It's harder to find. You don't see it a lot in any restaurant, basically. So that one, their Bihari kebab is very good. Not as good as my grandma's, not as good as the one that my mom makes that my grandma taught her, but it's still really good.
Good
You
enough.
have to go get it.
I'm gonna try it. Laziz has been around for a while.
A long time.
Yeah.
But just get the Bihari kebab, it's really good.
Okay. Good to know.
I'll
broke
go
all the
next.
rules,
So
sorry.
I know we've been talking.
Did you guys dig in yet?
No.
Yeah, I did.
did.
It's
Okay.
spicy.
Spicy.
I love it, but it's spicy.
It's not like crazy. I feel like you eat more spicy than me.
I love spicy food, but I don't eat red spices
Oh, okay.
that much.
That's
but
a
I love
different kind
like
of spice.
my
What is
mircha and
red
stuff on the
spice?
Yes,
side,
yeah.
but
Oh, it is
I don't
hot.
eat. Yeah.
So I did an 8 on all of them when
I'm
they
usually
asked.
a baby. An 8?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Eight.
Why did you go? Why did you start at an 8?
Yeah.
We're brown, so you
It's a fucking
assume
Vindaloo.
you're
It's
brown,
supposed
so
to
we
be
can
Yeah.
assume we can handle it.
Yeah, it's super spicy.
You're gonna regret that 8
Yes.
later.
Definitely gonna regret it later. So
An 8, it is Vindaloo is supposed to be spicy, but an 8 is
It's already
What's a
spicy.
Vindaloo supposed to be?
like
it is supposed to be hot.
Or
not like a
6?
5. I don't go
Yeah.
past 5.
I'm like a 5 or a 6. Or my parents
Interesting.
eat like 9, 10. We go to Thai, they order off the charts. Like,
They want country hot.
my dad eats those little green chilies like chips.
Oh my gosh.
It's sick,
I could not.
that man.
So what kind of spice do you order?
Honestly, like a 3 or a 4.
Say it louder. I couldn't hear you.
A 3 or a 4.
I think a 3 or 4 is great. Don't be
The
ashamed
max
of that.
I'll do is
The
5.
wrong crowd. This was a terrible assumption by me.
Yeah, you're trying to kill us.
I'll go to a 6, but I like to stick around to 5.
Okay.
Like 6 or 7 if I'm like feeling sick. Then I just want to like sweat it out.
We're in trouble then.
I like really spicy food. This is good, but when I'm eating out, I don't usually order it super spicy. This is hot.
We're gonna have to rush out of here.
How many bathrooms are in here? Just kidding.
I got mine. Thank you.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I'll take
I'm a
it.
lady.
Are
I
you
don't do that.
sweating?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, so I know we've been talking, but I've had a great experience at Naan and Curry. So I always go there. I've gone there for lunch. They actually do a la carte too. So you can go in there and order, sit down and order as well. I've gone to their old location on Durango and their new location on St. Rose.
Okay.
So I've had a great time. You know, the food is great. I love the ambiance.
So cute.
Like inside, the decor. If you walk into the Durango location, they actually have their family portraits in there.
Oh, that's
So
sweet.
it's a very like home feeling as soon as you walk in the door. Shout out to Damin and Sona. And then second, I agree with you. Curry leaf is really good. I haven't gone back in this year, but every time I've gone there, I've had a great experience. Their biryani, it's off the hook.
Oh, they have a very good.
Yeah,
biryani
and the
there.
presentation of it, they like, with the whole naan on top,
Yeah.
and then they make it
Yeah.
super, super fancy. And then I would say number 1 is Mint. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've gone there many times. I always go there for work lunches, and it never disappoints. So,
I love curry leaf a lot too.
yeah.
Curry leaf is good.
So the biryani, they put a piece of naan on top. Or-
They put
Like,
it on there.
yeah, it's like the raw dough they put it on top and they put it in the oven. And that the raw dough on it bakes in the oven, but it helps steam.
Never seen that
The rice.
before either. Too
Yeah.
here.
So
Yeah.
what's it, like a carbon carb Wellington?
Yeah,
Like a
it's
pot
like
pie.
it's like an Indian pot
okay.
pie.
Like
Yeah.
a pot pie.
Yeah,
Wow.
so they
They'll
make the
steam the
biryani,
rice
they put
that
it in
way.
the pot, they put the dough on top, and they actually put it in the tandoori oven.
Yeah.
That's where it bakes. So it bakes just like a naan type of thing.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
try
That is the
We'll-
only
we'll have to
place
go there for
here
lunch.
that does that.
It is the only
Yeah.
place here that does that.
Damn. All right. So what did everyone ate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do we need a separate plate for the second one?
No.
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 Okay.
Hopefully the second one isn't this spicy.
I don't know.
It might be
it is
spicier.
supposed to be spicy, though. I agree with Phil.
Yeah, it might be spicier. You
But-
never know. So there's some places where you can
should've
ask for
consulted
numbers and they don't care. They make it how they make it.
That's
It's
true.
Like Ashiana is my go-to takeout spot, and their sog, you can't even if they ask you, it is the same spice every single time. You will light your body on fire. But I love their sog so much. I just wish it was less spicy.
I remember
crying while I'm eating it. I'm like, it's so good.
Ashiana reached out to me, and I remember telling them, like, you know who loves your place?
Yeah.
Sammy loves your place.
That's my
Like,
takeout.
She would totally go.
It was a really, really nice family. Their family just reminds me of like the family that I have in London. They're just so sweet.
Aw.
They're really nice people.
Okay.
My body's on fire right now.
Is
though.
it?
Yeah.
What?
It's a little warm.
I feel
Oh
okay.
yeah. It's getting a little warm.
It's probably because of that.
Good thing it's only
Yeah,
70
I
days.
think it's your alcohol,
I think
probably.
Second
it's 72
drink.
degrees in here.
Yeah.
It's freezing in here.
Sorry.
Shivering.
It's David Letterman.
You need to have your drink.
Temperature. Yeah, me saying I'm sick. I'm sorry, it's cold. I should have told. These guys knew.
They knew they came prepared.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to jump a hoodie? Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so let's try the second one, then I'm going to ask the follow-up question.
Okay.
If that's okay. So
Yeah.
we'll go with number 2 over here. I wonder if the rice is different. I just need.
Oh, it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
Your top 3.
Oh no, we'll get into it.
Okay.
I was trying to get
Oh, it
out
is
of it.
different.
Thanks.
It is different.
Thanks, Tab.
Different. No cumin in
I
that
was really
one.
trying to dodge that question.
What?
She goes, Sammy didn't say her
You
top
have to
3.
try
And I
the.
was
I
like,
feel
yeah,
like the
you
rice
gotta-
counts as part of the experience. So you have to count the rice.
I
Yeah,
agree.
and there's potatoes in there, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to get the potatoes too.
for
Yeah,
sure.
potato was good.
I didn't get one on the last one.
Okay, I'm going to put.
I'm going to put my fork in here. Is that cool, or do we want to get a serving one?
It's all right.
How do you feel
Whatever.
about
There's
it?
enough
It's
spice
spicy
to kill
enough.
whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is like definitely not scientific and not how it works, but let's
Ooh,
just
this
go
one
with
looks
that.
like-
We do need a spoon though. This
For the
one looks.
sauce.
See the
This-
color is.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the color is
Yeah.
different.
Yes.
Spoon. So how annoying is it when people call it all curry?
Very.
Yeah, it's pretty. Because like, what do they mean by that?
Right.
Right.
Curry is like everything, basically. Like, it's all so different
I feel like curry is anything that is like
with sauce.
with sauce, like just a sauce.
Yeah, cooked low and slow or with sauce.
Yeah, but it's not just like one dish.
Then what should we call it?
By their
Entrees?
names, right?
Yeah.
Just by their names.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a vindaloo. Then you have your tikka masala.
And then what?
I
happened to
like
that? Was it England? Is it England's fault? That's why they do it.
Oh, maybe.
Colonization.
Blame the Brits.
That's a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They're gonna come after you, Phil.
There's no Brits that live in Vegas.
Actually,
Hey, you.
a
went
lot
to-
of the people who are in like the shows in Las Vegas are from overseas.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, but how are they right? Ever in this argument?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I'm Phil in this situation. I'm Switzerland.
Oh,
I'm staying
Okay.
neutral on that question.
Oh, I like this one.
Okay, so naan and curry are just doing it
Gotta
for the
give it-
Americans. They're calling it that for the Americans.
Oh, they put everything under curry on their menu.
Well, most of them do,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
right? I don't know.
I think that's so that Americans understand that it
Where's
means
the rice on this one?
a thing with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
This
Not
one
that
is.
one, not that one.
This one is a good one.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I can
sorry,
eat-
this one.
okay. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Which rice is this one? This is the first rice, right?
That's the first one.
Okay.
The first rice was like buttered nicely. I don't see the butter on this one.
Ooh,
Oh, this one's.
Stellar.
quite different than the first one.
Very different. Not as vinegary, which
I
is
forgot
interesting
which
because
one's
vindaloo is
what we're
usually
looking
pretty
at.
vinegary.
The first one, they're just trying to kill you. Jay. Rice.
So I'm gonna say right now, this was the only place that didn't ask you the level of spice.
Well, it's not spicy at all.
spicy at all.
Yeah.
Which is, if
Better.
it's. I mean, it's good, but if it's a vindaloo, it's supposed to be spicy.
Here's the thing. If you take the sauce from the first one and you mix it with the rice on the second one, it's the perfect bite. And that's why we like buffets.
There you go.
So I looked it up, and they were saying like Vindaloo, like the spicier level of Vindaloo was a British thing or an American thing to make it spicy and hot. Like originally, it was not
Really?
this spicy.
Again, I mean, I think Vindaloo's more going, so I didn't grow up eating it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I do know it's supposed to have like more of a vinegary flavor, like
Yes.
you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
which this one doesn't.
Well, it's not. It's a little bit more like creamy.
If I closed my eyes, I wouldn't know that's a vindaloo.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You're right.
I would have
There's
no
no
clue.
spice.
The first one I would know.
Yeah, the first one I would know 100%.
I enjoyed that one though.
Yes.
It was really good.
Absolutely.
Okay. Good to know. So, Sammy, how about you? What's your top 3?
Okay. You guys are going to disagree with me probably, but I have to do the honorable mention for Ashiana because they are my takeout spot. unfortunately, like I wouldn't go in there to eat. I don't think it's that kind of format. Super, super casual. But then you said curry leaf, and I feel like curry leaf probably is 3 for me. Mint is 2. Taj is 1 for me. And I have to go like just based on how many times that I go back to something. You know, I am a little biased because of location. I take into consideration convenience. I love the service at Taj. I like the buffet there. I like their biryani. I like their kebabs. I think they do a good job on their tandoori chicken. I really like their dal makhni. I'm not like a yellow dal type of person, so I like the darker one. And yeah, I would have to say. If Mint was closer to me, I would definitely eat there more.
Which is interesting because I have breaking news.
Are they opening in Henderson?
Eastern. So they own the Jinya on Eastern.
Oh.
And they closed it down, and they're going to make it Mint 3.
Oh,
I don't know when.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if I should even said that, but
They
Don't
owned
put that in,
Virginia?
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, because Chris is vegan, the owner, so he loved the
Okay.
vegan ramen there.
Okay.
And I
Well,
think
that makes
was a big
sense.
motivation.
You know what?
Yeah.
Thank you. I think someone
makes
might have told me
sense.
that.
Water.
I have some. Thank
But
you.
it's interesting. Like, will
How will
Indian
that
food
work?
in that area be successful, and how Americanized will they have to make it for Anthem and all that?
Well, there's people that travel across town for Indian food if they have to.
Yeah.
Like people love Indian food.
Yeah.
Think about all
Like-
the people who eat Asian food in Las Vegas in general. Like I think it's a very multicultural area. So I don't know that they have to necessarily dumb it down or Americanize it as much because I think that people here are so used to eating such a wide variety of Asian cuisine in general that, I mean, listen, the more Indian restaurants, the better for all the restaurants. The more they are, the busier they'll all be, and I think so.
That's a good point.
But there's a lot of examples where, even probably for you guys, you bring people to an Indian restaurant and they're saying, "Oh, this is the first time I've ever had this."
Yeah.
Yes.
Even now, and I'm like, really?
Yeah,
It's
I'm like,
2023.
and you're 35.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
What do you eat?
No need
What
to
do you eat?
pretend- like what? Yeah.
Sandwiches?
Well, you took me to
Raising
Nutmeg.
Cane's.
Raising
That was nutmeg was pretty good.
Nutmeg is an
Oh.
interesting concept because they feed your non-Indian friend also. You know, you go in there with somebody who might not eat Indian food, and I questioned it at first because I was like, why do you have all this other stuff on the menu? I'm confused because I'm Indian, right? And so I'm just like, I don't understand. But, you know, she, super sweet lady, by the way,
Yep.
was explaining that she doesn't want anyone to go into the restaurant and not have something to eat, which is great.
really nice.
So, you know, if you want to try Indian food, but you're unsure, Nutmeg might be a great place to start because in case you don't like something or you get there and you chicken out, like they have everything else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I had the burger and I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just a
and
regular
it's really
burger.
fun
It's
because
a regular burger and I loved it.
what was the burger that we had? Was it
I
a
think was it a regular lamb burger?
a
right?
lamb burger?
Lamb
We had a
burger.
lamb burger and their French fries were
Yeah,
really good
amazing.
actually. They have pasta on the menu, which is like if I take my kids, unfortunately, my beautiful children are super non-Indian.
Living in
Super-
Inspirata? What?
Yeah, super non-Indian.
that.
So I mean, they would totally get down on a butter pasta,
Okay.
begrudgingly.
Yeah, we were just eating a shangmyeon a couple days ago, and
Yeah.
we're talking about Nutmeg and how interesting it was, the fusion thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
have to
mean, I don't think a lot of
Yeah.
people know about them. So I think it's just if you are unsure about Indian food, give it a shot. And they have a full bar. She just renovated that whole bar area.
Yes, no, they did. So, but I just ran into the owners at Harris over the weekend, and they're actually thinking about going on the strip soon. They're taking that location on the strip.
Oh.
Yeah, so within, I think, beginning of next year sometime.
Oh, okay, so they won't be at Silverado anymore.
Oh, they'll leave that place and
Yes.
go to the strip.
Yes.
I feel like Indian food does not do great on the strip.
It's been an interesting thing.
Journey,
with the
yeah.
Yeah.
restaurant.
Which is kind of interesting when you think about it, though, because when you think about all the conventions that are there
Yeah.
and things like that.
Well, Nutmeg, they do a lot. They work with a lot of conventions out there, so they actually do a lot of catering
Oh, okay.
for a lot of the conventions that happened they happen on the strip.
Nice.
Yeah.
I see a lot of laminates at Divine Dosa. I don't. Is there any other Indian place on the strip?
Yeah, I mean, if Divine Dosa was closer, again, yes, they're the only people you can really get dosas from.
Yeah.
And
When we went to Divine Dosa that one time, I was shocked because I was just looking around and the whole place was full
Yeah.
and it was all Indians. The only people that weren't Indian was you and my friend Julie. And she's like white and blonde. Sorry, non-Indian.
Non-Indian.
And blonde.
Guys, it's 2023. Why can't we just say white people?
Yeah.
We
Get
can. I feel like we can, but I don't know.
They might come after you.
But it was full of Indians.
It
Because
was.
a lot of Indians, I feel like when they travel, want to eat Indian food.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably
guess.
like, are Indian people
familiar?
like risk takers with food, or do they stick with what they know?
I think it
I'm
depends.
super, Americanized, so I don't know.
A coconut.
I eat everything.
I'm
I
a
always want to
coconut,
try
yes.
something
Coconut.
new.
Brown on the outside.
Non-Indian
in the
on the
middle.
inside.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I knew Twinkie, but not. So that's cool. I learned something new.
A little bit of a
So-
coconut.
You guys been to Tamba before, right?
No.
Yeah, long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
old school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were together last weekend, and I was telling you, or this week, Tamba's opening up again.
Oh, I saw your story.
Yes. So they're opening up. Shout out to Sunny. They're opening up in Town Square.
Oh, cool.
So this restaurant, it's not going to be anything like any of the other Indian restaurants in town.
Oh wow.
So this, I don't want to give too much away, but this place is going to blow everyone away. It's going to be one of a kind experience when it comes to Indian food. They're not going to have 3 pages full of menu of items. So they're going to have short
What will
menu.
the Indian people do if they don't have options?
We want variety.
We like variety.
Well, yes.
But
we
maybe
like-
it's not for them.
That they can go to the 40 other restaurants
Square.
in town, but this is going to be very
There's not
upscale
40.
Indian restaurant in town in Tamba. It's
Oh.
going to be right next to Apple.
Okay, cool.
So opening beginning of the year.
Ooh, smart
it's gonna be
location.
amazing. That is-
Next to Apple.
Yes.
Apple.
I can't
the
wait.
tech people.
Actually, all the tech people, well played.
They did that on purpose.
So sure. But yeah, the Indian on the strip has been weird,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You got-
Like,
you got
what other
Tamba.
Indian place is on this strip?
It's only Divine Dosa now, but Tamba was there forever. There was a random place in the food court at Riviera.
I feel like there's,
I
I feel like
never
there's
knew.
another
there
spot
was.
when you're going down to the link through. I don't know what that place is. I think there's another Indian spot there.
Buddy
I've never
V,
been.
Buddy V's probably runs
I'm
it.
gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not
Buddy
going to the
Vindaloo.
strip to eat Indian food. I have to be honest.
Okay.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And then the Rio had Royal
I remember that.
forever.
That
It was
one I
the
remember.
most expensive.
It was so
Was
expensive.
it crazy?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which makes it interesting, like could upscale Indian be successful? And then what would have to make it, what would they have to do to make it successful?
Have a really, really good bar.
So give your answer for everything.
Just have a nice bar. I mean, it's an interesting atmosphere for Indian food. And kind of like the format that it's served in, the format that it's eaten in, how much you're consuming of it. The people who come to Las Vegas are usually going to do other things after dinner. So I don't know.
I feel like fine dining Indian food could be successful because it has been in other cities.
It has,
Like
yeah.
in DC, there's places like
Uh-oh.
like Rustica, and there's so many places in England that are considered fine dining Indian food. I just feel like that's not here yet.
Don't you feel like the people in England and they grew up eating Indian food? Like it's such a normal occurrence in their day to day.
Yeah.
So I guess it really depends on like the community too.
That's true.
You know, I feel like
And
Vegas is true.
Yeah.
Well, Vegas is like a big hub for Mexican and Asian food, and those things have a monopoly, you know, on the strip.
Another good comparison would be AYCE sushi and non-AYCE
Yes.
sushi.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Tamba does all that.
All I gotta say, it's gonna be next level.
Okay.
Yes.
Can't wait.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
You're really hyping this up.
Well, yes.
You
we'll
heard
be-
it here
we'll be there
first, and
for
if it's not, then you can all blame JP.
second
Yes.
reason to go to Town Square.
No, trust me when I say this.
Second time in my life I've ever eaten.
It's gonna be next level. We'll be there for the party. You guys will all be invited.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
Wow.
Thank you.
Shout out to Sunny.
Thanks, Sunny.
Yes.
Thanks, Sunny.
Thank you, Sunny.
I would love to see. I know they had it back in the day here in Vegas. Was it the Desi Burrito truck?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Which is owned by Mint.
I would
Oh my
love,
gosh,
love,
they're
love to
crazy.
see an Indian spot do the Indian food truck. There's in South Florida, I think in like Coral Springs. They have this Indian food truck and they do like the tikka masala tacos. They do a pizza. They do like the tikka fry. They do like really cool fusion food from the truck, but it's good. It's executed well. and like the burritos and the whole nine. I would love to see an Indian food truck come through with like some of that stuff.
Or in the Bay Area in California, there's a lot of
Yeah.
curry up now.
Yeah.
Have you guys?
Oh,
I've
Yeah.
heard of it.
So like, there's a lot of locations popping up all over. Curry up now is literally a fast food Indian restaurant. You can go in and grab something and go, and it's like it's fusion Indian.
Yeah.
food.
Yes.
So I think that will do really well as well if they were to open up in Vegas.
Yeah, Curry Up Now sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
I really want to try that, and I've seen the menu before. It looks great.
I did see that when I was in. They have one in LA, don't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think they have them in LA.
They have one in
I
Orange
saw one
County.
and I was
all
like,
over
is that a fast
California.
food? Like,
They had one in Irvine.
All right, we're opening one up.
all the brownies are going to get our money together.
Yes.
When was the last
Can
time
I
you
say
guys
brownies,
were
Jay?
brownies? Yes, acceptable. Okay.
That's okay. Brownies is all right.
Well, because we're calling ourselves.
Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah,
We can call
we're
ourselves
talking about
whatever we
ourselves, so
want.
it's okay. Coconuts, brownies,
Coconuts,
whatever.
brownies.
This one's not going to be spicy. I can just tell.
You can tell.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
now
think
I
so?
see.
Yeah, it's a. Did you see the color on the first one? It popped up on Jay's
The
sweater.
first one almost looked like didn't look like Indian food to me at first. I was like, what is this?
It's also the largest portion.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is interesting.
Well, I guess
Okay.
bang for your
Yeah.
buck, right?
Bang for your buck a little bit.
He's full.
When was the last time you guys were in India?
Oh my gosh.
Never been, actually.
Oh,
I went back in November of last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
that's right.
I was there for 3 weeks.
How was your experience?
Oh, it's great. I have my only grandparent, my nanny. She lives there, so my mom and we always go and visit her. So it was great. Like India food is like wonderful. Like anywhere you go, but there's a lot of street food in India when you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of juice places. Everybody's making juice on the side of the streets, side of the freeways, but food is next level. When I go with my parents or my mom, we go to Punjab. But if you like step outside of Punjab, you go to Chandigarh, you go there's a lot of places you can go. Food is amazing. It's next level. Like 5-star hotels you can stay at. You can get like the best food. Like there's some places that you stay that you don't even feel if you're in America or you're in India.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we got to take Phil. We got to take you too.
I know.
Yeah, I've always
You know,
wanted to
my
go.
sister did the whole trip with my mom. She did like the train cart, the whole nine. She was like, I really want to connect with like my culture. Her and my mom did the trip together. And I was like so excited when she came back, like, tell me everything about it. And she was like, she could not get over this disparity between who's rich and who's poor. She just said like it was so in your face, like
Yeah.
the difference between the haves and the have-nots. She's like, it kind of took me a really long time to like be able to move past that to really like enjoy everything. So because you have like the beautiful temple and all these things, she's like, and then like literally streets filled with children.
It's really sad.
Yeah.
I have not been since 2005. I was 15, but that's one thing that stuck out to me so much was like the difference between the people that are wealthy and the people that aren't. It was hard. It was
And now,
hard.
did your parents grow up in India? Because my parents didn't grow up in India.
My dad did.
Okay.
My dad was born and raised there, and then he moved to Canada. My mom wasn't. So my mom's only been to India like 3 times in her life.
Okay.
And then I've only been twice. I want to go back. I'd love to go back. We still have
I'd love to go.
family, but
It's a culture shock.
That's
it's a third
exactly
world
it.
country, right? When you land in New Delhi and you get on the streets, you get in a car and you drive, you can just tell like, wow.
yeah.
Like
This is
I just
different.
recently came back from Japan and I got on the freeways and I got on the roads and it was just clean, nice. But when you go to India, it's a different story. There's people like you come to a complete stop and there's people that come all over your car. They know you have suitcases in there. They come and beg you for money. Yeah, there's like kids all over everywhere you go visit, like touristy spots. You go to the Golden Temple. There's people just asking you for money and they don't leave you alone.
Yeah.
And like little
Wow.
kids.
Yeah, and
Kids,
it's
little
like-
kids.
it's
Kids are
so
doing the
sad.
hustle because
Yes.
the parents make the kids do it.
I cried
jeez.
the first time.
My
a kid
parents
ran
grew up in
to
East
our door.
Africa, so
sobbing.
I mean, you're Punjabi.
Yeah, my parents.
I'm
grew up in
Punjabi.
Punjabi.
My mom's Punjabi. My dad's Bihari. My mom grew up in East Africa too.
Did she? So my mom is from Kenya. She grew up in Nairobi, and then my dad grew up in Tanzania.
My mom is.
And then my parents moved to London, where the second India,
Yeah.
for school. So I mean, when growing up, like we went to London, we didn't go, and then my mom, all of her family kind of relocated. She still has some family in East Africa, some not that many. All my family lives in London, and then some in Canada. The usual spots, right? We have like the Canadian Indians,
Which is my mom's
the
family.
British Indians. So that's probably why like I've never been, because it was never like a going place for my
All right,
parents.
we got to take her and Jeremy.
I need to go. But to be honest, before I go to India, I really want to go to Mombasa. Like I want to go
Yeah.
where like my parents grew up, because I think that would be really. I really want to do that. The safari in Africa, really badly.
That'd be really
So what about the spice in here? We're not talking about
You
the
were
spice.
so wrong, because this is spicy.
Yeah, this is super spicy.
But not as spicy
So
as
they
the
don't.
first
I don't.
Not as
I
That's
don't
not as
think-
spicy as the first one.
No, the first one was super spicy. This one is second.
And I gotta say,
think that-
tequila goes really well with this. So I'll go with my top 3 Indian restaurants as well, but nobody cares because
We
the
don't.
brownies are here.
Just kidding.
we do
Curry
care.
leaf. I'm gonna go with Marigold.
Oh,
Okay.
I've never been.
Really enjoyed that
Okay.
as part of the Indian food trek this past week. And Mint's number 1. There's a lot of reasons why I've had everything on the menu, and I run the social there. So it's also the closest one to my house, and so that's always the go-to for
Yeah.
us every time.
good.
Dosa is a big reason why as well.
Yeah.
India Palace used to do dosa, and that's where
I
we
did
used
not
to go.
know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we haven't been there in a while.
We tried 2 or 3 already.
We tried
Three.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in your head, I need you to arrange some kind of a ranking so far. We might as well do the fourth one.
The last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your favorite like Indian dessert?
Would it be lame?
Indian dessert never gets any love.
It doesn't, because it's super
True.
sweet and sugary, but
Super
I,
sweet, yeah.
I like super sweet and sugary. Would it be lame and boring if I said Gulab Jamun?
No.
Actually, my favorite is
But
something
when you say Glav Jammer, are you talking about just cold Glav Jammer or the warm?
it has to be warm.
It has
Yeah.
to
I
be
don't like
warm.
it cold.
Yeah.
What kind of
I've never had
psychopath
one.
eats gulab
Yeah.
jamun?
Why would you eat it cold?
No, well, some people have them at their house and they're
No.
cold in the
You,
fridge.
you
Gotta be
microwave
warm.
them.
Or the
you do
buffets.
something.
Yeah, no, absolutely, 100% agree.
Gotta
You
warm
gotta
them.
have them warm.
And this rice is
Or what else? You were saying one more? You were saying
Oh,
something else?
It's like less common. It's called shahi tukra. I don't.
I've had
my
it, but-
my grandma used to make it really well. It's I don't know how to describe it. Like almost like it's not like French toast. My mom is gonna kill me if I describe it like that. But
She did say French toast, Mom. She did
oops.
not.
But it's like you take bread and you cut it in rectangles and you like fry it up and you soak it in like a saffron sugar syrup. It's really sweet. And then you make like a milky
Yeah.
sauce also with saffron. It's really good, and my family would do it for special occasions. That's my favorite.
I love that.
It sounds like they would smash here if someone did that.
I feel like it would. Somebody has to do it.
Let's do it. Let's make it.
Okay.
Taz. Come over, we'll make it.
So I love gajrela, so carrots.
Yeah.
It's my go-to if they have it. If not, then absolutely Glav Jammers. I was in the Bay Area, I think it was like 3 months ago over the summer, and I went to this roller ice cream. And there's a lot of Indians that live in the Bay Area, so I went to this roller ice cream. They actually had Glav Jamun on the menu. So they take the Glav Jamun
With
and
the
they
ice cream.
Yeah, they smashed it into the ice cream on
That's
the little
cool.
roller, and it was probably the best ice cream I've had
That's cool.
because I love Glav Jamuns.
Yeah.
So we got to take Phil to have some warm Glav Jamun soon.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
My mom makes, I know I'm biased. I'm just going to be like, my mom makes everything the best, but my mom makes really good gulab jamun
Does she?
Oh, from scratch?
from scratch.
Well, we're
It's
going to your
really
house.
good. Okay.
You got to have a party
Next
now.
time she makes it, I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Or I
bring
will
us some.
request it. She usually does it for like special occasions. I'll ask her to make extra and I'll deliver it to you guys.
I like jalebis.
Jalebis.
You got to play the song.
Yeah. I like
Jalebi song.
Oops. No. But yeah.
and I'm not even gonna try to pretend I don't know what it's called, but you can get it at the Indian market, and it's like in like the diamond rectangle pieces with the silver on top of it.
My family calls it barfi.
Burfi,
Barfi.
yes,
Right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I couldn't
Barfi.
remember
Kaju barfi.
because
The
when
one
I
that's
went
made
to
out
the
of
Indian
cashews.
market here,
Rannies.
I hate that they don't sell it.
Ronnie's.
Ronnie's, yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I was calling it Rainey's. We were having dinner.
Ronnie.
She's like, who the fuck is Rainey?
Ronnie. It's like,
Like a Ronnie?
did you ever hear the song growing up? Like, Taz, Rani, Mukkan, Kani. No,
No.
Like the whole thing.
Oh God! Here we go. We gotta find this song. No, Barfi is like probably like my go-to.
I love it. But they don't
everyday
sell
type of
it.
thing.
But they don't sell it like just that burfi. They have like the burfi variety, which I
Yeah.
don't like. I just like that one.
That's also the one that I prefer. Just
So-
the plain cashew one with the silver on it.
When I went to India in November, I have to bring a couple of boxes back.
Please.
Yes, and no one makes barfi good as that you get it from India.
Yeah, I
Punjab.
bet.
So like every time we go, my mom and I, or my dad and I, or my sister, anybody, if anybody goes, if I don't go, they know the only thing I want is barfi.
I don't think
Like,
any
make
Indian
some-
restaurant in Vegas serves it,
We
which
gotta
is a
find-
shame.
We got to find out.
Let's get one at the new spot.
Is this the last one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where
Why
is it?
doesn't Indian food hit on social like other foods?
It looks unique.
I think it's just like messy, right? It's hard to like.
messy.
It's just messy. I think that it does hit on social when like somebody is making it and explaining to you what it is. When there's like the education behind it, those videos do well. But if somebody is like just like making it and putting it in a plate, people are not. They're not like relating to that content because they have no idea what's going on.
Oh,
Unless they're Indian. I
Oh,
guess.
good. I'm not the only one making a mess. Thank God.
Don't cut me off.
But it's hard. But I mean, you do a great job with mint.
Yeah.
but the only things that really slap is
Naan.
large dose, mass quantities of things like they're making like chicken biryani for a wedding. Then
I
that's
know.
that's a guaranteed 300 liker, you know. But you know, it's not gonna blow up over a saag paneer
No.
or
no, unfortunately.
yeah, chicken makhni. No one's gonna love
A
that.
samosa making does well.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
And the samosa making is an interesting thing too. Like, I've seen some places use Mexican tortilla,
I hate.
the-
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
which was interesting. But hey, it still tastes delicious.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
But we know it's wrong.
it's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I also don't like the samosas that are that kind of wrapper. I prefer the ones that are like pastry dough. Mm-hmm. I don't like the ones
That's
that.
how they're supposed to be.
Yeah. I don't like the tortilla.
I the only time I eat samosa is when my mom makes them from scratch.
Okay, so
We're
next
such
time
brats.
everyone's
We're like, but my mom.
No one's
Yeah.
mom's gonna come here.
total brats.
We're
Next
doing
time everyone's
cook-off.
mom is coming. I should have told my mom ahead of time. She probably would have made something.
Yeah.
So that was my bad.
And then what size should the samosa be? Should it be? Oh, it should
Nah.
be. Okay.
Should be like this, right? Like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
And what about naan? Because it was interesting to me, like after having so many in the past week, the doneness of the naan was different. Because some of them were like very like Neapolitan pizza style, almost medium rare-ish, versus like crispy and with a slight tinge of burn. What do you?
How do you like your naan?
I think that's personal preference. I like it crispy, but still like not too crisp. I don't want it like crunchy and hard. I hate when you take a bite.
I don't want like
and
the
there's,
black
like-
or the brown on top of it.
and then like it all
You want-
crumbles
I don't.
off.
Oh, you don't. Okay.
I like when it's like a little bit charred and then a little bit crispy, but
Yeah.
still like soft and fluffy and doughy. And it has
Agreed.
to have a bunch of ghee or butter on it, or else
So
I don't want it.
let's get this straight. We don't eat naan at home often.
nope.
No.
Never.
Naan is totally an American
Yeah, so,
thing, I
like-
think.
All right.
When we parents, moms cook at home,
Roti.
they're
Rotis.
never like, oh well,
Rotis.
we're gonna have like naan and garlic butter tonight.
No.
Yeah.
I mean garlic, butter.
Yeah.
When I ask my mom for naan, you know where she goes to get it? Trader Joe's.
in the freezer
Here's your
section.
naan, babe.
It's actually
Nobody's
really
making that
good.
at home.
Now that you're biased.
Actually,
Jesus.
I need to give special recognition to Trader Joe's frozen Indian
Sponsor her.
food. I know,
Sponsor her.
sponsor me, please. I
Yeah,
spend way too
seriously
much money
sponsor her.
there.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
that should
frozen-
be another compilation. Sponsor me, please.
Please. Their
love podcasts.
frozen Indian food is really, really good. And I actually always have their garlic naan in my freezer because I
Yeah.
like it. And you just put it in the oven for like 3 minutes. Their garlic naan's good. Their frozen butter chicken is really good.
So
Their
in
saag paneer is
college,
good.
I like convinced all my friends I knew how to make butter chicken, and I would go to Trader Joe's.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, I would go to like Trader Joe's or the grocery store, and I would buy that butter chicken, and I would just buy extra chicken because there's a lot of sauce in there.
And not a lot.
And I would just cook my chicken. I put spices on it, and then I would just pour the frozen butter chicken sauce all over it. Like nobody would know.
It's fine.
Not one person would know.
UCF is going wild right now.
All of our followers are like, okay, did she really make
lies.
this?
No.
They're like, oh my
Lies.
God. Butter
Listen, I
chicken's
was like in
hard
my
to
20s,
make.
okay? And making Indian food is not
It's
easy.
It's not easy. My mom makes. Oh my god! Again with my mom. Jesus, sorry. Oh, am I allowed to say Jesus?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Can I change the topic of the next episode?
Yeah.
But my mom makes this lamb biryani, and she did it for holidays. She would make it once a year, and it would take her. Her preparation would start days in advance, like days. She would soak almonds. She would
Yeah.
just like she toasts all the spices, grinds them, and it would take days for her to make it. And it's really good, but
It's not. It's a very labor
too
intensive.
labor intensive. I made butter chicken twice, and it took me forever to make
Yeah.
it. It was great.
Very
it was
labor
really
intensive.
good.
I have frozen
Okay.
bottles of sauce in my freezer. Like she comes and she makes it for me, and I freeze it.
That's the way to do it.
I'm not trying to
'cause
do all that.
It takes a long time.
During the pandemic, for work, they actually had some like a professional chef come out, virtual class. We did like a cooking class, and they sent like all the ingredients to make butter chicken. Indian food. I'm like, oh, this is great. Like,
Yeah.
and I believe it or not, I learned how to make butter chicken.
Oh, so
And
you can make it for all of us.
Yeah, I can make it. It'll take me like all 2 days, but
It will take you 2
I'll
days.
start on a Friday
Yeah.
for a Sunday, but it is time consuming. You gotta have, and this is the thing, like a lot of people always talk about, like, why do Indians have like kitchens in their garages or outdoor
Or-
kitchens? It's because it takes 6 hours to make a dish, and if everybody,
Simmers for 12 hours.
Yes,
yes, your house is gonna smell like Little
wearing
India.
it. Yeah.
So everybody cooks at home, and I cooked it at my house. And I remember walking in about a week later. I'm like, why did I cook at home? Like, inside?
Why?
But it
That's why they did the charcoal grills outside. A lot
Yes.
of them were like out there with the pots because
Yes.
you just can't.
No, it turned out great. So I haven't cooked in a while.
Ladies, he can make
Yes.
a mean butter chicken.
Butter chicken. I'll
Still
serve you
single.
all my
JP
butter
still
chicken.
single, makes a damn good
makes
butter,
butter
chicken.
chicken.
I'm gonna have to make it for the brunch boys first. yes.
You're gonna eat butter chicken for brunch.
Hey, put some eggs on there. Why not?
Oh yeah.
Ladies, he has a group called the Brunch Boys, who
Yes.
he'll probably put before you, but he makes a mean butter chicken.
Follow us.
There's a really good Tinder profile.
Yeah, I got your back.
Butter chicken.
Can you
boys.
do video on
chicken
dating
boys.
profiles where maybe we can just throw this in and
Yeah.
like a plug? I don't know.
butter chicken? I don't know, man.
Dating reels.
Dating reels.
His mom would kill us all.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She would.
But anyways, no Indian person makes naan at home. We're
Yeah,
making like
yeah,
they
no,
don't.
rotis,
Sorry,
we're
It's
making
all
No,
right.
they make rotis and puris.
Yeah.
And prontas.
And
Parathas.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
that's
could
it.
go some prontas right now.
Oh God,
too.
so
What's your
good.
guys' favorite prontas?
I mean, I know it's not typical, but that carrot one that my mom makes
Oh,
is for
I
sure.
yeah.
I want
remember
that. I remember your
So good.
video.
Yes, I remember her video, and I'm like, dude, can you like make extras,
Oh
or
my
next time your mom
God.
comes,
The
can I come
achar
over?
that you,
Oh, I love achar.
insane. It's so good.
Punjabis do crazy stuff with.
Yeah.
So saying it's not
With
on the. It's not like
parathas.
you could never make a menu for them because she'll make one thing one day and she does it completely different the next. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what? I'm trying to write down what you're doing.
You can't get a recipe.
Yeah, last
from your
time,
mom.
uh,
It's like not a thing.
No.
Last time I went home, my mom made gobi wale parathe.
Oh,
And then the
love
next
aloo
day,
gobi.
she had like some leftover. She added some other stuff too, and it was like a mixed paratha the next day.
That's
I'm
a
like, oh, this
paratha
is good.
stuff with potato.
Yeah.
For the non-Indian.
For the
Yes.
Even I know
non-Indians.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
mean,
can eat paratha
so
every
good.
day if I could, but I'd probably be really overweight.
Cheese naan, like that never existed
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
was a kid.
Also, aren't most Indians lactose intolerant? Like,
That's why
I-
you eat paneer, right? Because it's not. It's like
They're-
low lactose, isn't it?
I am, but I eat cheese every day, so.
that is
Shout out to Talls.
You and
because
Talls with the
that is
lactate
so
pills.
funny.
Cheese always got the pill.
Lactate- get another
sponsor
sponsorship.
them. Sponsor them.
Akash
You know,
is also lactose intolerant, but he
have
does it anyway. He eats whatever.
I'm the same way. I don't care. I'll pay for it later. But
Yeah.
you know what? Curry Leaf has? They have dessert naan with chocolate in it.
Ooh,
I
What?
would try
Yes.
it.
Stuffed in.
good.
Yes.
Have you had
No,
it?
I would try it.
Oh, I would
Yes,
try it.
they have naan and they stuff it with chocolate and then they bake it in their.
Very good.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's.
I always used to eat
great.
sugar, like butter sugar rice as a kid. Was that a thing for you guys?
Yes.
Yes, powdered sugar
Yes.
and butter,
Butter
on
on your
white
rice.
rice.
Yeah.
You mix it
My
up
mom
and you eat
I'd
still
be
it.
like,
does
I
that.
want dessert. And she'd leftover
Yeah,
dinner.
oh, yeah.
Take that rice, butter, sugar.
That's
There you
crazy.
go.
I didn't know other people did that. Did you
Yeah.
guys ever do rotis with butter and honey?
Yes,
Roll 'em up?
yes.
And roll them up.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
My mom, for some reason, like she used to feed us so much sugar growing up, on everything, like even on like on dal.
Yeah.
So you put like a little
Really?
spoon of sugar. It's like a different
My parents
level.
were
And she'll
sugar
ask even
Nazis.
until now. She'll be like, "You guys want sugar?" I'm like, "No, I don't want sugar. Like
Yeah.
not anymore. We're not kids."
Wow.
My
Yeah.
parents would never give us sugar. I would have to like steal high C's and fruit punches from my friends' houses. But sugar pronta,
Yes.
the
Yep.
crunchiness,
The
when you
crunchiness
put
with
that
the
bad
sugar.
boy with the butter on that.
My grandma used to make it, but she would make it a triangle shape instead of
Yeah.
round.
yeah.
That's how I knew it was a sweet one coming at me. It was when I saw the triangle one coming. It was
Yeah,
So good.
when they're stuffed with something, they're round. But when they're like plain or with sugar, they're like rectangle.
Yeah. It's like a circular rectangle.
Yeah.
It's never
little-
it's never the same.
Okay, so let's get in the ratings of all
Yes.
4
Oh.
Vindaloos that we
I
tried.
already know.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Let's go with Sammy first
Oh shit. Okay.
on this. So from
say
4
shit
to
on
1.
here?
Yes.
4 to 1. Shit, fuck this.
Shit, fuck this. Okay. 4-1. So 4 is going to be the first one for me.
Wow.
Too intense.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was probably more like a typical Vindaloo, but I don't know. I don't think that, I just didn't like it. You know what? I just didn't. There's no reason. I just didn't like it. Then for 3, I'm going with the creamier one that was not spicy,
Which was 2.
which was number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the second one, I'm gonna go with the other creamier looking one that kind of looked like this number 2.
Number 3,
Number 3.
maybe.
Okay.
Number 3. And then the last one that we had, I thought was a nice balance of spicy. I'm gonna go that one, number 1.
Number 1.
Really?
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay, this is
All right, this is
really
gonna be
different.
great.
This
Wow.
is different.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I go next?
I'm feeling judged.
Yeah, you go next.
Yeah.
All right,
judged.
JP.
So the last one I had was last.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no flavor, no like spice in it at all.
Excuse me.
It's not even like a 1. It's like a 0.
Which is the one that we just tried last?
Yeah.
This.
That one.
This. Yeah,
No. You didn't
I
try
think
the
she
other
messed
two,
up on her ratings.
No, that's not the one that we just had last.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Isn't this one that we just had?
No, that was. What is that one? No, that's the.
Oh, this is
third
yeah,
one
this is
that
the
was
last
really,
one. Sorry, this is the last one we just had.
This is the last
Yeah,
one we
and
just
it has
had.
no flavor.
Really?
Yes, it looks red.
You just don't like red things.
I love red things.
Okay. So
What?
4 is your last. 4 is 4 for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
What else do you like that's red?
steak,
What is the implication? Oh, okay.
red meat. Hell, what are you guys thinking
Strawberries.
about
I don't
here?
know.
No, I messed this up. No.
Yes, you did. You have to. There's no way.
You got to come back to me.
Yes.
I don't know
Okay.
what I'm doing over here.
All right. Do you need the other ones?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I already know.
All right. JP. 4 is 4.
4 is 4. Number 1 is 3 because there's way too much spice.
Wait. Number 1 is 3. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So the first one we had is number 3 for me. The second one that didn't. Which one was it that didn't look red at all? Which number was that?
Here.
2. It
Two.
was 2, right? Oh, look there.
Yeah.
2,
Number 2 was 1 for
3,
me.
4.
Number 2 was number 1.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the last one, I think it was 3, right?
Yeah.
Was
So
3.
second was third.
Yep.
3 was second.
Yep.
2 was number 1.
We should have done A, B, and C
I know, I'm
instead
ready.
of.
I know.
I'm ready to redo
Sorry.
mine.
Let's put them in order right here.
He is right. This
Oh,
is
okay.
last.
Yes.
So this was first.
This is last.
This one's second.
Okay.
What was
Third.
third?
3rd and 4. Put them
Okay,
in order.
so I'm gonna
There
put
you
them in
go.
order.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
is
Her whole
4,
rating's gonna change.
4, 3.
No.
No.
That was last. They're,
Okay.
they're in order.
Oh, they're in order now.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this is 1, 2. Okay. So it goes for me. This is last. This is third.
Okay.
She's
This
copying
is
me.
second, and this is 1. Did I do the same as you?
I think I'm.
You switched
flipped.
these 2.
Yes,
I like the
yes.
spicier one.
Which one was the spicier one out of the
This
middle
one.
The
two?
one that didn't look spicy was my second.
Okay.
And
so
then-
I like this one the best.
Okay. Okay. So 3 is number 1 and 2
Yes.
is second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here you go.
Now
Alright.
she knows all of her ratings.
Okay.
Tazeen.
I'm gonna try not to mess this up. The last one we tried was my least favorite.
Right.
Yeah.
There was, I
Agreed.
felt like it was bland.
It was.
Yeah, there's no.
It's
flavor.
hard to, after you compare, try the other ones
Yeah, it was
to
bland.
go to
I
that.
probably have to go run to the pantry if that's.
It
the
was
only thing I
actually
ordered.
bland, but had like a little kick of something, but not flavor, just heat.
Yeah, it just didn't taste. It tasted kind of watery.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't taste like much. Number. Oh shoot! Now
This
I
is
forgot
the third
to-
one.
I'm surprised
This
nobody
is
broke out a
spicier than
phone to make a list.
Which one was
or-
spicy? I
didn't
left
know
my
we were
phone over
allowed
there.
to.
One
At
was the
Millennial.
spiciest.
Yes, and then what was the second spiciest?
Third.
Number
Number 3.
Yeah.
And the 2 was
Oh, okay. Then now I remember.
okay.
My third least favorite was the second one.
Third favorite.
Third, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Second one. That was the one that did. I said if I closed my eyes, it wouldn't.
Yes.
I wouldn't
Tastes
know it
like
was a
Vindaloo.
Vindaloo.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then number 3 was my second favorite.
Okay.
Number 1 was my
Favorite.
favorite.
Oh,
That's
you-
the one that tasted most like what I
It
would
does
think.
taste most like a Vindaloo.
That tastes like a Vindaloo to me. It has the vinegar
out I
and it
just
has the
don't love
spiciness.
Vindaloo.
It just has a lot of spice. That's the only reason I rated it down or ranked it down. But
That's the one that, like, out of all of them, that's the one that tasted most like a Vindaloo to me.
Yeah.
And I liked it. Like, that's the one I would go for again.
Yeah.
It was spicy, but when you order a Vindaloo, I go in expecting for it to be spicy.
so question for you, Phil. When you order number 4, did they ask you spice level?
Yes.
And you asked for 8?
Everyone asked for a spice level except for 3. Except for 2.
which
except
is
for
the one
2.
that wasn't spicy
that was
at all.
bland.
Yeah.
All of them are supposed to be 8.
Yeah, the last one had no spice.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This
when
one had no spice. This didn't really have spice. This is the spiciest. This is the second.
when number 2 arrived, the paper said it was a 4 spice.
But, you
But
asked
I don't know if
for
it was 4 out of 5. No, they didn't ask on the
Oh.
app.
I didn't ask him.
So I don't know if it was 4 out of 5 for them or a 4 out of 10. I'm assuming 4 out of 10.
8. We'll find out.
Yeah. But I'm going to, mine are the same as JP. 4 is last, 1, 3, 2.
Okay. So where are they from?
All right.
I want
like
to try them again also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
You want to
I'm
try them
curious.
again?
Yeah, but tell us where they're from.
Okay.
We'll try them again.
I already forgot. So number 4
This one.
No one's favorite.
is Taj Palace.
Oh no! Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I never order Vindaloo.
We got to go back and she says she tried
Yeah,
everything.
Trump's
on the
going to
menu.
cancel this whole fucking episode.
I mean, I never order Vindaloo. Yeah.
Oops.
Wild.
Meat, I love you, but Vindaloo's not my jam.
Okay.
Okay. Wow, that was a shocker.
What's this one?
You want to know 3?
This is my
Yeah.
favorite. Where's this one from?
3 is India Palace.
Okay.
1997 old school Indian
Yeah.
restaurant. 2 was Marigold.
Oh, I knew Marigold had been in there because you mentioned it when you were eating.
Yeah. And then 1 is Clove.
Clove. And that was my favorite one. How weird. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you been to Clove?
No. Is
I-
are Clove and Nutmeg the same people?
I thought they used to work with Sami, right?
I
Back in
think
the
so.
days?
Smeat used to work with everybody back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
think
Smeat's
it's like
from Mint, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows everybody.
Yeah.
But I had Clove last night, and it was really good. The atmosphere is really nice, too.
I heard it's really nice in there.
I'm looking forward to go back.
Us 3 got to go.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
We have to go to all the places.
We do have to go to all the places now.
But that.
But when you go to an Indian restaurant, do you order? So what do you order when you go to an Indian restaurant? Do you order Vindaloo?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I never order Vindaloo.
I never order Vindaloo.
I do.
would-
Sometimes I'm in the mood for something really spicy, and I would order it.
Okay. What's your go-to order? Out of curiosity.
The lunch buffet.
No,
You're not.
order
You
dinner-
can't
if you
choose
order
the lunch
dinner.
buffet. You have to order dinner.
every time I go, I always order lamb curry. It's like because I love lamb.
Like Rogan Josh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah. So I order lamb, and then I order shahi paneer or saag with paneer. And then I love sabji, like vegetables.
Yeah.
So I always order the mixed sabji.
I love something.
never order the mixed.
Yeah. Well, you got to eat your veggies over here.
Yeah, I always
But-
order another one, the veggie as a side
Yes.
as well.
So I love mixed sabji. My favorite sabji is okras.
Oh, I love
I
okra.
love
I do
okras.
too.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
Every time I go home, I know we keep talking about our mom.
Yeah.
Every time I go home, like my
That's
mom.
the one you want them to make 'cause that's labor
Yeah.
intensive.
Yeah.
That
shit.
she'll be like, all right, well, I'm gonna make sabji. What time are you gonna be here? I'm like, okay, cool. I already know what to
That's
expect.
awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yummy.
Go to at dinner. Well, Ayumi always gets a sog, so I will maybe get a korma, chana masala. I don't know, tandoori chicken maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Solids.
Yeah.
What about you?
I feel like we switch it up every time.
Yeah.
But pretty much always a tandoori chicken, some sort of grilled meat.
Yeah.
My family ate eats a lot of meat. The way I was raised, there's a lot of meat. So usually like a mixed grill, like the tandoori platter with all the different meats.
Yeah.
Definitely that. Always saag paneer or palak paneer. I don't know why we call them different things. But that, and then everything else is different. And
Okay.
sorry, I do get garlic naan every time.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, yeah, because
Mix it up.
Yeah.
Still delicious.
Every time.
It's,
Still
you know
good.
why? Because no Indian restaurant makes a roti or paratha like your family would. So
Good point.
garlic naan is totally the safe play when you go out. It's always good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you don't eat beef.
I do.
Oh, no, not beef. Pork.
Pork. I don't eat pork.
Right. But a lot of Indian restaurants don't serve beef.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what was beef like for you guys growing up? Was it a staple or no?
I mean, my dad would make, like, if my dad made steak, it was just for us. My mom doesn't eat red meat. So, I mean, it's not that I never not had it. We just, like, when she made dinner, like, it was never something she made for us for dinner. Maybe, like, once a week, my dad would make something,
Okay.
like a kebab or something with it.
Same thing. Sometimes my mom makes chicken for us. She doesn't eat chicken, but she'll make it for us. It's just the easiest thing to make. And then, but we would make not lamb, but believe it or not, we make a lot of goat curries. So
Yeah,
growing up,
goat's
we
great.
would eat a lot of goat curries. So, and then now recently, like the last 4 or 5 years, I started eating lamb curry. But like at home, we'll make either chicken or goat.
Okay.
Never lamb, never like beef or anything. We'll cook steaks now. We'll grill up some steaks, but it's mostly like if there's Indian food, either like sabjis, vegetables, or chicken or goat.
Chicken or lamb, I think
Yeah.
was for us.
So I think where we differ is my family's Muslim. So
Yeah.
beef was always fair game. And for us, like I was saying, when we have holidays or anything, there's like 10 or 12 dishes on the table. And it would be like 8 or 9 meat dishes. And there'd be like 2 or 3, like 2 vegetables. It would be like an afterthought. My family, it's like a big meat family.
Okay.
So I think that's just, and we ate a lot of red meat growing up because that's just, my dad is from a different religion where we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
eat that. And so it was like way more common to eat beef in our family. But then my husband's family is Hindu and his mom is a full on vegetarian. Like she does not eat meat, but she does cook it. But
Okay.
she doesn't cook beef at home, but she'll cook lamb for them and she'll do that. But they don't, no beef at their house. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, my grandma doesn't eat meat.
Yeah.
She'll make me eggs, but she doesn't keep meat in the house.
Yeah, with us, it's like half of the people are vegetarian, half of them eat meat. So like it was always 50-50. Like you have a couple of meat dishes, you have a couple of vegetables, and then never naan. Never.
No.
naan.
Now I know.
Never.
No naan.
Did any of you grow up with a tandoori oven at home? I had
No.
I had one friend that had one. Okay.
No.
I always wanted
It's
one.
it's a big deal when
Yeah.
so you eat naan when you have like events at the house, like you get food catered. So you have a wedding or you have like just a birthday party or just a get together and you're getting food catered. And Indians, when they get food catered, I've never gotten food catered Indian food here, but like back home in Cali, whenever we got food catered, it was always like the chef would come to the house and they cook everything at the house.
Yeah.
So
They
they
bring
bring
the
their
tandoor.
They bring
tandoori
it
oven
there.
Yeah.
to the house,
Yeah.
make fresh naan
Yeah.
as soon as everybody's ready to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't just make bunch of it and be like,
And
oh,
bring
here you
it.
go.
Yeah.
They make it fresh to like how many? They'll
Yeah.
make like 10 of them and they run out. They make 10 more.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big emphasis on making everything fresh.
Yeah.
Whatever can be made fresh
It's a
will be
huge
made
deal.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
I don't
right.
know about your guys' moms, but like my mom's making fresh roti
Yeah.
while we're eating.
Yes.
Oh.
So
Oh,
she
yeah.
doesn't make like 10.
She'll say,
15
"Eat it
of
Yeah.
them.
now while
Eat it
it's
now
hot."
while it's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
Yep.
come sit down and eat dinner.
No.
Eat
No,
it now.
no, let me just make a few more.
Yes.
No, that's honestly how it is. And then everyone's eating like their full dinner, and then your mom sits down to
Eats
eat.
last
That's
by
exactly.
herself. You're
That's
like,
how it is.
Same story.
Yeah.
Every time.
That's
told
like
you to
every
sit down.
household. Every household.
We told you.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up with just a couple of rapid fire questions. I kind of floated some of them throughout the discussion already, so maybe it's like 5 questions. Favorite flavor of lassi?
Mango.
Oh, mango.
Mango. Everyone's
Okay, I didn't know if that was an
bitches,
Americanized
basic
thing or is it
brownies,
just-
mango.
okay.
mango.
Okay.
I find
Well-
any other flavor of a lassi, to be honest, offensive.
So, okay. Outside, Eating out, yes, mango lassi. But at home, just regular lassi.
Regular, yeah, okay. Plain is not.
Yeah,
Sweet or
plain-
salty?
Yeah, you add a little bit of salt. You add a little bit of.
I like sweet.
I like sweet.
Not too sweet. I don't like mine too sweet.
Not
but
super sweet,
yes.
but not like
Not the salty
not
one.
salty.
Yes. So you eat at home, it's always plain. And honestly, like my dad always said, that's the best hangover cure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard that before
yeah.
too.
Not mango lassi. Mango lassi's on the heavier
the
side. but
regular
plain.
one.
Salt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or plain. Okay.
I have heard.
I'll try that next time.
I'm gonna need
Maybe
some
tomorrow.
after I get out of here.
Okay. Best city in the U.S. for Indian food, in your opinion?
Dang.
I feel like the closest one to here would be Artesia near LA.
Yeah.
It's like a
Somewhere in
3.5 hour
Cali.
drive. Pioneer Boulevard. There's like, you go there and it's just 50 Indian restaurants and Indian stores, and you feel like you're in an Americanized India. And there's tons of Indian restaurants, Indian stores. You can get all of the barfi and all of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I would say
Artesia,
Artesia.
okay.
We have like a list of our favorite spots there.
Nice.
And you can get food from every region of India there.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
cool. We'll have
Okay.
to go there.
So I grew up in Southern California, and we would go to Diamond Bar,
Yeah.
Artesia all the time. And there's a lot. You're right, absolutely. There's a lot of Indian places there. But when we moved up to Northern California, like we live in a city with a lot of Punjabi people, and there's like 5-6 Indian restaurants, and all over the Central Valley there's Indian restaurants in every city you go to. So I'm more biased, like, you know, grew up in Southern California, but I know more about food, eating out when I was in Northern California. And then going to Bay Area, like literally every place you go into, any shopping center you go into, there's an Indian restaurant. Or there's a Curry Up Now. Curry Up Now is opening up. Any new shopping center that opens up, there's a new Curry Up Now. So there's
he'd like to be sponsored by Curry
Yeah.
now.
hey, I'll
Sponsor
put one
him.
out
Since
there.
everyone's asking.
He's
Yes.
super
Not
tall.
asking, demanding.
He's super tall too.
Yes, there
so
you go.
He's tall.
6'4".
Sponsor him.
There you go. You won't miss me.
let's get him a shirt. I want to go try it, to be honest.
Let's go.
I do too.
We're gonna
I've heard great things, and I
Yes.
saw it all over LA.
we're gonna make a road trip down to SoCal.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sammy, how about you?
I couldn't even answer the question, to be honest. Like, I
Okay.
don't think that I don't seek out Indian food when I travel. So answering this question would not do a service to anybody.
She's our bougie Indian queen.
yeah, I just.
Any international? I mean, besides.
Yeah, I mean,
London?
obviously London. Yeah,
Yeah.
anywhere like East Ham area and all that. Like, it's all Indian food.
Okay.
You know what? When I was in Japan, there's a lot of Indian restaurants in Japan.
There are.
Was there?
I didn't
Wait,
get a chance.
That was a constant date night for me and Ayumi in Japan was Indian food. And they do the naan, like large bicycle.
Yeah.
carts.
Crazy.
What?
Yeah, huge. And they serve it on the plate. They don't chop it up ever. And it's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Everybody kept talking about Indian food in Japan. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like any locals that I ran into, I'm like, oh, where should we? They're like, oh, you got to go eat at this Indian place. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to eat Indian food.
Yeah, I didn't come here for the
know
Tell
Indian
me
food.
about wagyu. Tell
It
me
was
about
so
some
good, though.
Omakases. I don't want to hear about butter chicken and naan. I don't.
Right.
I don't even
Japanese
have-
don't go out
They
and
were
have Japanese
totally
food,
profiling
probably.
you. You're looking for Indian food, aren't you?
Yeah.
Honestly, when
This guy needs a
you
on
look
tape
like
for
you
it.
want Indian food.
I'm like, give me some wagyu tips. You know, I don't want to eat.
What's
butter
funny
chicken.
is when Akash and I went to Portugal, I always thought I'm not going to be one of those Indian people that travels and wants Indian food. Like, that's not going to be me. I have a cousin like that. They went to Paris, they went to Japan, and her husband's like, I need Indian food. And that was crazy to me because I'm like, why would you want to do that? When Akash and I went to Portugal, we found a Goan restaurant and we loved it so much. It was one of our favorite meals and we went twice during our trip. So I guess we turned into those Indian people that want Indian food when
okay.
they're traveling.
It's good
somehow.
food.
So how often do you guys eat Indian food here? Besides, like your mom's cooking.
Not often.
Like how often do
Maybe
you guys
how many
go out?
times a month?
I don't.
Aside from
Maybe
my
like-
mom's cooking,
Yeah.
0 times a month. Maybe like 2 or 3 times a year,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, definitely not 5 times a week like
Yeah,
you.
not 6 times in
That's for
7
research.
days. Honestly, aside from my mom's food, it's probably like 2 or 3 times a year.
I would
maybe.
have to concur.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
frequent it.
I like it. I love it, but I just
Yeah,
when I go out,
There's
I
just
wanna
so
eat
many
something.
I don't go out of my way.
options.
Yeah.
I don't wake up and be like, oh, I want Indian food today.
Yeah.
Never.
Okay, well sometimes
love it.
I do. We,
We
love
love
it.
it.
Maybe I chose
We
the wrong
do.
people
We
for
love
this
it.
fucking episode.
We need a
Well,
good
no,
place
but
for
I
Pani
think
Puri
I'm
here.
just kidding.
That's like that with every Indian, right?
Yeah.
They get such a great they get such great food at home from their.
Yeah.
They're not
whoever
going
makes
out.
it at home.
Yeah.
That when you go out, it's more of a like you've been drinking and we're like, oh, like everybody wants to eat Indian food. Let's go have some Indian food.
Yeah.
But we don't just all make plans, Indian friends, and be like, oh, you guys want to go get some Indian food?
Hey, Indian
Can you
people.
imagine?
Do you want to
Hi,
go to an
Indian-
Indian place outside of our houses?
Let's go. Let's go.
I do have some
congregate.
friends. I do have some friends that I follow on Snap or Insta. They actually they get Indian food a lot.
Yeah.
But every time they cook at home, they're cooking like pastas or different dishes at home. They don't cook Indian food.
Yeah.
But they're out and about eating Indian food all the time.
Maybe if you don't know how to cook, like Indian people like me who don't live near your family, your craving hits and you go out and you get it. But I mean, there's so many people who either cook it at home or have family around that'll
Yeah.
just do it for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Indo-Chinese food is a thing. Originally popularized in Mumbai, it's become an extremely popular fusion cuisine. Do you like Indo-Chinese?
I think it depends what it is.
Okay.
When I went to India when I was in 2005, was a long time ago, my cousin insisted that we go to an Indo-Chinese place, and it was great. It was really good. I don't remember everything that I had, obviously, but some things I remember being like, oh, this is good. They put a lot of, I don't know. They put a lot of sweet stuff in it, though, I think.
Yeah. It's like Panda Express had
A little bit.
a little.
It's not my
flavor.
favorite. Like, I don't think I'd go out of my way for it.
Yeah. I've had it maybe once and it
what-
wasn't my favorite. So
The one that I feel like we see on menus a lot is gobi Manchurian, the
Yes.
cauliflower.
That's everywhere.
Which is like, it's good, but I wouldn't, like, I would never order that. If I was at an Indian restaurant, that wouldn't be one of the things I would pick.
Okay. What do you guys think?
Noodles are like everyone's favorite.
Yeah.
So they make a lot. Like when I was in India, I think every restaurant was making noodles. People love noodles. So I think there's a lot of like food carts on the side of the road. They're
Yeah.
just making noodles. I don't know how like
yeah.
safe they are, but I still ate them and I'm still here.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy the noodles and the gobi. It's always like if it's on the menu, I'll order it because I have a lot of vegetarian friends.
Yeah.
They don't eat meat, so I'm like, all right, let's just get some gobi.
Yeah.
I don't order gobi when I'm out.
There was
like-
one oh
No, I mean, I don't know.
There was one place I tried to do the whole thing. Do you remember this? They tried to
What
do
was it called?
Indo-Chinese. It was called Urban Turban.
Oh my God, I do remember Urban Turban and they had the karaoke room in the back.
What happened to Urban Turban?
There weren't enough people that wanted Indo-Chinese.
They were such a vibe too on the inside, but that didn't hit.
Food was not.
Did not hit.
I
Yeah.
completely forgot about that place.
There's a lot of
They had like the
throwbacks
club
here.
in the back where I swear to God, like all of our cousins would have been like partying.
I don't
underage.
remember. the
JP
club
would have
in-
been there.
Yeah.
JP would have been
yeah.
there all the
Yeah.
time,
Let's reopen
honestly.
it back up.
No, that's all. He needs the host.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, I found a list of like old school 2009
Okay.
lists from Las Vegas Regional, Gaylord,
Yeah, in the
Gandhi,
Rio.
Origin India, Mantra Masala,
That was the one that was in the Riviera also, I
Yeah.
think.
Sai, Samosa Factory. Yeah, there's a
yeah,
bunch of
Samosa
throwbacks
Factory.
here. And there's maybe India Palace, and that's it. That's still around.
Wow. Is
Right?
Gandhi not around still?
I think Gandhi is around. No?
It's still around?
I got. I'll have to
Okay.
search it up.
They weren't on Postmates.
You tried ordering from
That used to be a vacation spot for us. Like when we were on vacation and we would want Indian food, we'd go to Gandhi. That was the closest one.
Wow.
Yeah, near Marrakesh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's still around. But yeah, it's just crazy how deep Indian food runs in Vegas, but yet it still feels like an outlier
It
for
does.
so many
It does.
people.
Like an outlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just too daunting, too exotic for non-Indian.
Yeah, probably. I think it's probably how I felt when I first started going to Korean barbecue. Like, I just did not know how to order any of that.
Yeah.
I would always go with Paul, and Paul would just order for me. And then I just eventually learned, like, either the kaibi or the brisket was, like, my stuff. But I looked at that menu. I'd never eaten that before. I think you have to go eat Indian food, and you have to like it, and then you learn it.
Definitely can't eat Indian food before going out.
No, and that's like the thing. Vegas is like a big, like,
Yeah.
everybody's going
Yeah,
to go
that
do
is a
things.
good
Like,
Yeah.
I can't, like, I have a dinner to go to after this, but, like, I'm not going out to, like, eat Indian food and then go get drinks after.
Yeah.
That's true.
I want to, like, eat Indian food and put on a sweater and, like, watch TV for
watch-
the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Ultimate
and be
comfort food.
non-functional.
It is
Yeah.
the ultimate comfort food.
Yeah, because
Okay.
there's a lot of people that go and eat Indian food for the first time. It has some strong masalas in there. So like a lot of people can handle a lot of
Yeah.
strong spices and masalas. I'm not saying they get sick, but their stomachs are overwhelmed. And then they're
By
like, oh, I don't want to
flavor.
go back. But then, they're drinking on top of it. Like, it doesn't really settle that good.
You have to just know.
Yeah.
Like going to any cultural experience with food. You have to know what to order. I've been at several places where I've eaten. I had not Guyanese. What is it? Burmese food.
Yeah.
The first time I ever had Burmese food was with my best friend. She lived in Philly. Philly has actually a lot of great Indian spots. And I had no idea how to order or do any of that. I had to have somebody do that for me. So I think it's just like, I'm not like going, like hitting up like Burmese food and like going out after. So I don't
Right.
know. It's like with anything, I think you like it, you learn it. It's daunting at first, but
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, but it should be more. It's still more popular.
yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like. But you're
It'll
right.
have its
Not a going out food.
That's yeah.
It'll
that's
make
good.
it. We have faith.
Yeah.
The brownies
make
will
it.
will unite.
brownies.
We'll figure it out.
Well, it has to do with
We're
pop
gonna
culture,
make
right?
it.
That's why
Tell
Korean
you.
food is so popular now, is because of the music and the shows and all that. So, I don't know. There needs to be maybe some crossover
Yeah.
pop cultural thing.
I think we need more food trucks. Indian food
I'm telling
trucks.
you,
Yeah,
the
we
Indian
do.
food truck thing, like get it out there, make it more mainstream,
Yeah.
make people more comfortable. Like Nutmeg, introduce it into a format that might not be so daunting.
Yeah.
And I think people will be
More
more
accessible.
willing to try
Okay,
it.
so an Indian fusion food truck.
I think
I
I'm
would
gonna
hit-
do it.
I would. Yeah.
Let's invest.
Yeah, we got 4
invest.
investors there.
I think
5.
people, if it's like, if it looks more approachable, more people will be
For sure.
inclined. Like circling back to Chef Heymanth when he did that butter chicken pizza, Yukon pizza pop up, I went like 15 minutes after it first started and it was slammed. And he said like they were slammed all night. It
His
was-
fried chicken.
the fried chicken's
Oh,
amazing.
the fried chicken's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
So it's like something
He
that
gets it.
It's more familiar and it's like, oh, it's pizza. I can
Yeah.
eat pizza. And it was, I walked in and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so busy in here. And they sold out really quickly of the pizza and even the fried chicken.
He tells his
Great.
story really, really good, really, really well, and in a format that people are super comfortable with. I
Yeah.
think.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up. I know Sammy has somewhere to be.
I gotta go, bitches.
But this was a real treat. It was great having you guys all on. I learned a lot. Hope you guys did too. So I'm going to Laziz and
We're all
Curry
going.
Leaf.
Go to
We're going to
Laziz.
India together. We're going to Laziz together.
Wow, we're going everywhere.
We are just-
Marigold.
Taking a road trip across
Marigold.
going to
Philadelphia.
Mary-
We got to
maybe
go to
now.
Cali. We got to go to Philly.
Yeah.
All right. So
Wow,
I guess I'm
we're
doing
gonna
2
be-
weeks of Indian food.
We're going to be really busy.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Till next week. See you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right.